Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com with a quick update. Yesterday I put out a very brief video regarding polarization and villainization, and that was meant to be sort of a subtle comment to what happened kind of in Washington D.C. Between the high school kids, or the Catholic school kids, the Native American elders, and the Black Israelites. The bottom line is really what you have there is just different people exercising their right to free speech in an area. And they just ended up interacting with each other. If anything, it just shows, if anything, I see the upside in this, in the sense that you had an interaction with people with very different ideas that didn't break out into violence. Did people seem to have hostility towards each other? Sure, but it didn't break out into violence, which means people can express ideas and coexist without violence. And to me, that's a good thing, okay? But people like to look at any kind of hostile, tense moment or any disagreement of ideas and look for villains. So there's different people with different perspectives on this event who find any of the three groups involved sort of as the villain of the situation, when it was just different groups exercising their rights to free speech. Are there groups within that whose ideas I disagree with? Yes, quite a bit. But do they have the right to speak? Yes. Do they have the right to disagree with each other? Yes. Do they have the right to be angry in their disagreement with each other and hostile in their disagreement with each other? Yes. But do they have the right to use violence against each other? No, and they didn't. Okay? Again, there was some tense moments in there. There was people who didn't like how some people acted, but that doesn't matter. They all were expressing themselves, and they did it nonviolently, and that's a good thing. But people are using this as a sort of a litmus test of, who do you side with as whether you believe in one thing or not. There is no right side. You can believe that they had the right to say what they say, that none of them should have been necessarily punished or incarcerated or whatnot, but still think that one of these sides is to you personally more of a victim or more of a villain. You can believe that if you want. I don't see the point in that, but you can, okay? And that doesn't make you more or less libertarian, doesn't make you more or less progressive or more or less conservative. That's a personal opinion. And browbeating each other over your personal opinions, okay, as a litmus test of your political ideology, I think is divisive and just creates more villains and creates more polarization. So whether you want to treat this event as a polarizing event, they'll make the polarization of that event into another polarizing event, okay, within the groups that you're within. So bottom line is, people are going to interact with each other. People are going to disagree with each other. Interactions will get hostile. People will believe things that people disagree with. The only thing that makes this situation different is it was caught on tape. And Fridays are slow news days. Okay, so Fridays and Saturdays, if there's something the news can grab onto, they do, and they grab onto dear life. And this became a situation that put all groups in a much bigger limelight than they otherwise would have been, for better and for worse. And that's just the nature of today's sort of 24-hour news cycle, today's quick access to information, immediate access to information. Not necessarily always a bad thing. There's a lot of times where having that access to information is good. It saves lives. It benefits lives. But there are times where it can give a megaphone to people you don't want to give a megaphone to, and it can highlight ideas that we don't want to highlight, or it can just make people look like villains who don't deserve to look like villains. That's just the nature of things. But doesn't necessarily mean we have to feed into it. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to continue painting each other as villains. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to listen to everyone who gets a megaphone in every situation. So that's my takeaway from this. At the end of the day, there's a lot of other work to do. We have a really interesting election over there in Rhode Island with William Hunt that we can be helping out with our time, with our donor dollars. We have other elections going down the road. I've heard people who are running for city council and people preparing for 2020 races. We have projects that need funding. The Libertarian Party has a lot of work that could be done right now that needs to be done. So I'll talk to you guys later. My name's Alex Merced from alexmerced.com. Have a great day and enjoy.